What's good, YouTube? Steel here. In today's video will be a guide on taking down the Mega Altaria Expert Solo Battle Guide while completing both the Fighting Type only and the No EX tasks. If you're new here and find this video helpful or enjoy all things Pokemon Pocket, please consider subscribing as there's so much more content on the channel and on the way. With that, let's start the guide with breaking down the deck that we'll be facing. At the face value though, this deck does not stray too far off from what Mega Altaria is doing in both tournaments or what it would be doing if there was ranked. However, in a bubble, we can hyper-focus on its faults and exploit them. For starters, the damage this deck can amass in one turn is capped out at 130 from the Mega Altaria, as long as they have a full bench. They're not playing red, they're not playing Geo, they're not playing any boosters, so 130 is the most they could do. The rest of the deck serves as great utility, but lucky for us, it's beyond fragile as all their non-EX options have below 100 HP. And given the strategy that we'll be using, that we'll be getting into in a second, the trainer lineup that they have really doesn't bother us whatsoever. Even Sabrina and Cyrus are a non-issue, and if anything, the one card that could cause like some awkward lines is the one's Giant Cape, if and only if it's applied properly. In most instances, it just slightly prolongs our inevitable victory, and the fighting only strategy that can take down Mega Altaria is Lycanroc Rampardos. This deck has the best of both worlds, as Lycanroc line serves as very consistent aggro option, while Rampardos serves as the heavy hitting finisher that we need to take on Altaria. Lycanroc can easily take down the small basic Pokemon in our opponent's deck while threatening big damage to Indeedee and Altaria before they get taken down. While Rampardos is able to one-shot Indeedee, it can also just two-shot Altaria. As for the trainers we play, research Iono and May for consistency. Early drafts, I had Copycat in the list, and feel free to find room for it, but in my personal experience, we were usually with way more cards in hand than the opponent, thus making Copycat a lot less viable or useful, and made Iono the better option in my opinion. I then decided to play one Lily and two Capes as my health modifiers, as they don't always come up, but it is very important to keep Rampardos above the threshold of 130. I know you start at 150, but they have Jirachi that can hit you. If you're not careful, although you'll see it in the gameplay, I don't put energy on Rampardos until I need to commit to it to attack, because you don't want Tapu Lele to hit it either. Anything that puts it down to 130 is in the danger zone. You need to be able to hit Altaria, take the one hit from them, and then swing again. The final supporter is Cyrus, and the reason is simple. Once you hit that Altaria, more likely than not, they will be forced to retreat it, and then you're able to just Cyrus it back and close out the game. As always, there will be gameplay showing the deck in action, but feel free to ask any questions you may have in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Once again, please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, going first. It's hit or miss as to whether that's preferable or not. Although, seeing the false is probably the most important thing. Indeedee, I think. Still charge pass, will we? Okay, no, yeah, we're fine, we're fine. Going first or second is, wow. It's almost like the same thing, really. In this matchup specifically, obviously in different games, different results, but yeah. Okay, never mind this. Actually, no, we have rare candy. But yeah, this is, obviously not ideal, but like had we been going second, we're able to evolve and knock out the Jirachi here. But let's see what happens. Cyrus is decent. We were always doing this. Farming doesn't even want to go Lycanroc. Like they have no way of like knocking us out, right? So let's deck Fin. I think that's a better choice. That way we could evolve and Iono next turn. Maybe look for a Lily or something. The Cyrus is really good if they find Mega Altaria, and that's about it. But we really need Lily to make up for the damage here. Okay, now that went okay. Cape also works well with Rampardos here, but beautiful. So we evolve. Energy there. Put Cape so that we're no longer in range of Altaria. Or Altaria. I apologize if I said it incorrectly. At this point, we don't really need to use Iono because the win condition is definitely Cyrus. If we were missing, if we didn't see Cape or we didn't have Lily, like have we drawn Lily, it would have been different as well. And real talk, I just realized that they had Cape the Jirachi. Doesn't really change how I would have played it. It just hit me that I was like, oh wait, the Jirachi's at 70. Usually we just knock it out with the one Lycanroc swing and that's it, but luckily they keep going for face. Technically, yeah, we're gonna Cape front here, so it forces that if they want to knock it out, they have to use the Indeedee or the Swablu. We'll hold the Rampardos energy. just go for 50 here. Yeah, so basically, if they want to knock out Lycanroc, they have to go with the Indeedee, which we would just swap to Rampardos to get the knockout with Rampardos, I mean. We need Rampardos to be above 130. That's literally the only stat that matters. And this is basically game. Pokeball here is also good too, because we were able to go Lycanroc into Rampardos if necessary. Because we have less HP than Tapu Lele, Lycanroc gets to knock out the Lele here. So yeah, we don't get to win without losing a point. Not this time anyways. But yeah, basically as you can see, the game's practically over. Whether or not they had the Mega Altaria. I guess it would have gone a little awkward if they caved the Indeedee here, but not even, right? Okay, Mega Altaria. We're going for it. We have two options. We could either just go all out with Rampardos, or we could hit for 100. The reason hitting for 100 doesn't matter because they'll heal 40, bring them back to 130. Yeah, so regardless of how we do it, it doesn't matter, but we'll go with Rampardos immediately because Rampardos only takes damage if it gets a knockout. So in a situation like this, it's just exactly what we need. And the importance of Cyrus here is they're definitely going to retreat the Altaria. Granted, okay, this is like, okay, the only way this matters is, in this case is if they evolve the second Swablu. Because realistically, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but let's say they could stall. One way would have been to just back Altaria. We bring out the Cyrus. Like if we didn't have a point, basically, is what I'm getting at, I guess. And here we're going to trade points. And honestly, all it takes is finding Rampardos. Sometimes Lycanroc could like solo the battle, but once they see Mega Altaria, our win condition immediately becomes Rampardos, and keeping Rampardos above the 130 threshold, which is just the max amount of damage that Altaria could do. As always, we do multiple examples, so let's just jump to example number 2. All right, for example number 2, we're going first again. Sadly, can't show y'all what happens when we go second, at least not in this video, but we can show, I guess, a non-fossil hand, but we do have a fossil. So, again, we could put the fossil, but the fact that Jirachi could double tap us, let's not do that. Let's force him to swing at Rockruff. I also want to put this one down as well, but we'll hold. Yeah. They don't play hand disruption or nothing, like no Mars, no red card, so we're not like forced to act any sooner. Oh no, would they go Carbink? They would go Carbink, okay. Interesting. Alright, let's go evolve Lycanroc here. Put an energy on it. And I guess we could put this down. I kind of don't want to put the fossil down in a world with Jirachi in it. Without having the Rampardos guaranteed. And again, they're not messing with their hand anyway, so we could just chill there. Alright. That's a tough draw. This is a dead card. Let's go here. I think we kind of like, we're at the mercy of drawing a cape or hard drawing Lycanroc next turn, or the Indeedee's gonna body us. Yeah. Blood Fang, they take minus 30, but we're swinging for 70. Even if it had a cape, it'd be knocked out. I guess here they have the option between Jirachi and Indeedee. Okay, so that kind of keeps the fossil safe, I guess. But again, we need to see cape or something, I don't know. A double Swablu probably. 1, 2, yeah. If we see Rampardos, game's over. Well, not technically over, because we can't risk putting the fossil up front, because the only way to get it out would be to discard it. So if we see Rampardos, it's not automatically over, but close to it. Rampardos, okay, we could mess with that. I almost don't want to charge the Rock Rope. If we charge Rock Rope, it just, I guess, deck thinning, right? Because if we passed, Indeedee couldn't knock us out, right? Okay, there's the Mega Altaria. There's both of them, okay. Again, we win if they just keep Indeedee up front. Okay, so we win if we see Rampardos, we lose otherwise. It's pretty simple. We play Iono, we play Researches. I'm trying to think of like all the... Yeah, we haven't seen any of that. So in time cards, there's a lot of cards that we're just winning here. Starting with Rampardos outright. I love it. And both of these examples we're going first. Trust me, if you're going second, it gets a lot easier. You get to be way more aggressive with the Rock Rope before they get to threaten it. Just like that, we got the 3 points. So if you have any questions, because these both examples were a little different than what the average game will look like, but they were actually, in my opinion, more like, although it worked out right, they were a little harder than the average game would be. Usually you win a lot easier. So regardless, if you have any questions or any suggestions, or if you're missing a card and it's like, oh, what could I replace it with? Feel free to comment that down below and I'll answer as soon as I see it. Best of luck. Thank you for watching. And above all else, stay pro.
Just so you guys know, there's like a wall where Dina says, okay, these are the people that are funding us. And like, I guarantee you, man, is up there.